Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we're here at the world headquarters of the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce, located in the beautiful city of Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And exciting things are happening here. And joining us is the man behind the excitement, which of course is the CEO here, Jim Kirkos. Jim, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I like talking about this today.
Exactly. And you should be excited, and I could tell from the scarf, and I'm a little jealous because that's my favorite color, but different story for a different time, that the 2026 FIFA World Cup is coming right here, like a mile away, to MetLife Stadium. Congratulations.
Listen, it's been a whirlwind tour for the last couple of weeks. The decision for FIFA to award us with the final game is just the coup de grace. It's just spectacular.
That's awesome. And it was a process from what I understand. You guys beat out both Dallas and Los Angeles to get the final here. What was that process like?
Listen, this thing started 5-6 years ago in the initial bid process just to be a host city. So once we were determined to win a host city location, then the governor's office made it clear that we wanted to win the final. And so kudos to Governor Murphy for really putting all the efforts in behind the New York, New Jersey host committee to show FIFA why it was necessary for them to choose us.
Yeah, and why do you think they chose this area?
You know, it's really funny because we were all really anxious that we were not getting the visibility that we wanted, right? We were really all worried that it was going to go to either Dallas or LA. And now that the decision is over and we were awarded it, it was a no-brainer. They should have given it to us. We deserve to have it here. We are the most ethnically diverse part of the country, welcoming the world. We're next to the greatest city in the world. We're partners with the greatest city. MetLife Stadium knows how to do big events, a track record for 20 years of hosting the world's biggest events. There was no reason not to come here.
That is awesome. And it's more than just a World Cup final. There's going to be 8 games here at MetLife Stadium. That is ginormous. I mean, and it's going to be spread upon, how long is the World Cup, about a month or 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's a little over 4 weeks.
Right.
With culminating on July 19th for the World Cup final. But it's amazing, 8 games. I mean, that is, the economic impact from that in the entire region is spectacular.
And let's talk about that,
Sure.
because, people geographically always get confused. MetLife Stadium is in the state of New Jersey. It is not in the state of New York. And I'm glad actually FIFA brought that up. They did put New York, New Jersey on the winning bid graphic, or whatever you want to call it. Jim, like you said, we are right next to the greatest city in the world, the biggest city in the world in New York City. And how do you get people to say, wait a minute, the World Cup is in New Jersey. Let's stay closer to the stadium. Let's basically take in everything that this area has to offer instead of maybe staying in New York City.
So I've given up on being angry that the tension sometimes is around New York. New York is the biggest media market in the world. Amen. We benefit by being this close, or our proximity to the greatest city in the world. So I think it's an asset. And so our job now is just to make sure people around the world, when they come to visit, understand all the places that they should stay, play, eat, shop, all around northern New Jersey, in New Jersey in its entirety, and that's how we'll capture the economic impact.
And amen to that. So what Jim's basically saying is you could definitely go visit the greatest city in the world in New York, but there's plenty on this side of the river as well, such as medieval times, such as the American dream,
exactly.
Correct? I mean, I'll let you expand on that.
Yeah, no, we are right now a better destination than we were 10 years ago, even when Super Bowl was here. American Dream is now open. 200 entities inside there. Entertainment, retail, attraction, plus all the destination assets that has been built all around this region. Hudson County, waterfront, Meadowlands. It's just spectacular. New Jersey's got a lot to offer, and if we do it right and make sure people are aware of what that is, we'll capture the economic impact of those 8 games.
That is awesome. And for the folks watching overseas, I have a lot of family in Italy and Germany and many different other countries. There are plenty of hotels. When I was driving here in this fabulous area, it's come up, as you said, so much in the last 10 years. How many hotels are in the Meadowlands region alone?
Just the Meadowlands alone, we've broken 10,000 hotel rooms. Combined in North Jersey and New York City, we're 120,000 hotel rooms.
That is fabulous.
It's amazing. So there's lots of availability, and it'll be, the accommodations will be first rate.
That is great. And also, of course, New York City has, of course, fabulous restaurants, but New Jersey's restaurants aren't too bad. I'm not just giving a plug to my cousin's local restaurants around here. If you're a person that's from outside of this area that's coming here for the World Cup final or any of the 8 games that are played here, why wouldn't you come to any of the restaurants here?
No, the only reason you wouldn't come here is if we didn't tell you about it, if you don't know it. And so that's my job. My job is to make sure that we know that visitors that are coming here from Europe, from South America, from all over the world, know about all these little hidden jewels, these great ethnic restaurants that populate all of the counties around the sports complex. And there are many. And by the way, we absolutely compete with the best restaurants in New York City. We have some of the finest. We have a Michelin star rated restaurant on Park Avenue in Rutherford. Right? So we can compete with New York City. But this is about a region. This really isn't a competition. We're partners with New York City to host these games, and that partnership will, if we do it right, the partnership will flourish and everybody will win.
I absolutely love that, Jim. I really, really do. Now let's talk a little bit about preparations. I mean, obviously, the statistic that I always see with the Super Bowl that just passed was 1.5 billion people watched the last World Cup final, and only 500 million watched the last Super Bowl. I mean, that's triple the amount of people, right? I mean, all eyes will be on MetLife Stadium for that final game, and billions others will be watching the first 7 games, right? So, MetLife Stadium really, really set the bar high with Taylor Swift this past summer.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no traffic congestion. My parents work in Hudson County. They live right here in Bergen County. They said they couldn't believe how easy traffic was with the Beyonce concerts, with Ed Sheeran and so on and so forth. What type of preparations are you guys already putting in place for the World Cup games here?
Every time we do big events, we learn how to do it better. Right? And we're better today. Like I said before, we're a better destination. We're better at moving people. New Jersey Transit is better. Our ability to give a great customer experience to those visitors that come here for that. And you said it. There was no hiccups whatsoever for any of this. This was the biggest concert season MetLife ever produced.
It was like every weekend there was somebody.
The biggest
and multiple shows.
And back-to-back shows, and there was no hiccups there, right? So we just continue to get better and better. The team at MetLife Stadium, they're pros. They're just pros, right? And they know how to do these big events. The stagehand union guys, they turn over one event to another in an amazing amount of time, and so they're all pros. And I think that goes back to what I said before. That's why FIFA came here and gave us the final, because we know how to do it.
Exactly. And while we have just over 60 seconds left, Jim, I was just wondering if you want to tell the audience, why they should be excited for this global event to be in our backyard a little more than 2 years from now.
Yeah, I think we're all proud to live in the region that we do. And this is our opportunity. You said it before, how many eyes will be on us for the World Cup final and all those games in between. This is our way and our opportunity to showcase all of these beautiful communities and how it's a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to do business, a great place to entertain. This is our opportunity to put our trophy on the shelf.
Absolutely love it. All right, Jim Kirkos, who is the CEO of the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, and I hope we can be invited to this awesome space.
Yep. Anytime you want, you care.
Back, I should say. You know what I mean? We're here now. I mean, again,
anytime.
I really, really appreciate it. Congratulations again, and I look forward to the games. I'm super excited.
Me too.
Exactly.
I've not come down. The adrenaline's still running.
As you can see, I'm still pumped up, and believe it or not, I had no coffee today. Anyway, thanks again. I really, really appreciate it. All right, folks, from the Meadowlands Chamber of Commerce in the beautiful city of Lyndhurst, New Jersey, we will be right back.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching the Pulse with Peter B, and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back. I'm your host with the most, Josh Sotomayor Einstein, and I'm so glad to be joined not by that bum Biancamano, but by my friend, Frank Martin Rosner.
And it's Martin, by the way, not Martine.
That's the first thing he's been wrong about today, but it won't be the last.
Let's see how it goes.
So, what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, I thought we'd bring up the current ordinance that was just passed by the city council about the e-bikes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I kind of, when anyone brings up the city council, I think of Star Wars before it was ruined, the original trilogy, when Obi-Wan Kenobi describes to a young Luke Skywalker the city of, was it Tatooine? That there's never been a larger, I know I'm paraphrasing out there, a larger
Yes, you are.
assemblage of villainy and scum in the universe.
Wow, that's a little strong, no?
So, I mean, listen, our city council people are strong people. They can deal with it. It's not a personal indictment. It's a group indictment.
Wow.
But that's also of all government, even if I agreed with all of them.
So what do you think about the ordinance? That's the original question. I'm not talking about Star Wars.
Well, as a Jew, I reserve the right to answer questions that I wasn't asked. So,
Indeed.
also
All right.
to complain a lot. But it's called, being kvetchy. But anyway, so I think when you look at the ordinance, it's a great idea in theory, but we have to recognize that a not insignificant portion of our delivery moped and e-bike deliverers that are bringing us our food happen to be from the illegal immigrant community.
Agreed.
So most of them are not going to be registering for something because they don't want to mess up, whatever asylum application or whatever is going on in their life. I saw a news report about the e-mopeds and the gas-powered mopeds in New York City and how a lot of these delivery people are actually, they're not in the Uber Eats or whatever else delivery system.
Right.
Somebody else is, and the vehicle is registered in someone else's name, and they essentially are renting out an identity. So if that's the case in Hudson County, and I don't know that it is, but we're right across the river from New York, I don't assume things are that different. I assume that it's well-intentioned, but won't actually really do anything.
Well, I think we should reserve judgment because the ordinance itself can be amended. I'm sure they could, take care of some of the aspects of it if it's just registered through Uber or registered through DoorDash or whatever the other delivery companies are under an umbrella. So that might be a possibility they want to investigate further down the line.
I mean, I do think that everybody in Hoboken should have an umbrella to protect them from all the drops of ST that comes out of City Hall.
That's not the umbrella I meant, but okay.
Because here's the thing, there are laws on the books, and all we need to do is tell the police that we back their play so that they can enforce the law. Whether or not a Uber Eats bicyclist or e-bike rider delivery person is, using their actual name on the program, or whether or not they're registered here as a legal immigrant or an illegal immigrant, or whether they're registered with City Hall, does not impact whether or not they are violating our traffic laws, almost running people over on the sidewalk, and creating, somewhat of a havoc sort of situation in the street. It's the same way as if you have someone that's an American or an illegal or a tourist driving on Washington Street. If they drive recklessly, they should be, pulled over for driving recklessly, not, create another level of bureaucracy where if anybody wants to drive in Hoboken, they have to register with City Hall. It's not realistic. I appreciate the effort that that the council put into this. They're trying to address a problem, but they're using the wrong tools.
Well, look, ultimately, in my opinion, it's a convenience, and it gives jobs. It makes jobs. I mean, I don't want a million e-bikes delivering everything, and it appears sometimes that that's how many there are out there. But something has to be done, and this is a good first step, I believe, as far as the registrations and tracking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, to help the police, perhaps, to patrol.
So A, no. B, no.
That's what I
C,
figured.
no. And D, no. No one's going to do it.
Yes.
No one's going to do it. It's not going to help the police. The only job you're going to create is someone, eventually they'll be like, when the program doesn't work, they're going to say, we need to pay for someone to make this program work. So the only job it's going to create is another person at City Hall that's going to take taxpayer dollar. So you're actually asking the people of Hoboken to pay more money to get nothing in return when we have these government employees, hold on one second, that their job is already to enforce the law. and they can go after motorists, e-bike people, regular bike people, whatever their status is, if they make the street or sidewalk hazardous. And with the e-bike people, whether they're Americans or not, doesn't matter, they have made the sidewalk hazardous. So the cops need to do their job, God bless them, back to blue, blah, 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 okay? But you need to do your job, and City Hall needs to say, we will back you, and needs to stop the motorists or bicyclists that are acting crazy, and not just add another level of bureaucracy, which will do nothing.
The point of this, excuse me, this ordinance is to have some kind of a start so that we can control the situation, I believe. And it's a good start. It's better than nothing, and it's not at all going to create another level of bureaucracy. What makes you think that? They could flood it into one of the departments or fold it in.
You said that this was going to be good because it was going to create jobs. If it's not another
Well, it's creating jobs. No, but then let me clarify. Let me clarify. Jobs for those that are delivering the food
They
or
already have
whatever
the
they're
jobs.
delivering.
Their jobs are created already.
But these are legit. They will make them legit. They will make them registered, and they'll be controlled. It's a control thing, so that hopefully they don't go on the sidewalk. They don't obliterate people as they're going by with their e-bikes, delivering and stuff. There has to be some sort of control, and this is a good step in the right direction, I believe.
So you've said control about 20, 30 times.
3 times.
And I think the only thing that's under control is your brain, because the City Hall has taken control of your brain and asserted that this will make them in control, when we know from plenty of past ordinances, or even legislative efforts on the state and the federal level, that just because the government says that it has a solution, it usually doesn't actually solve the problem. I mean, we've been fighting the war on drugs for over 60 years, and guess what? Drugs won. We've been fighting the war on poverty for the same amount of time, and guess what? There's still plenty of poor people, even more. But if you think that you can hit your head against the wall over and over again and expect a different result, then Albert Einstein, who I'm totally not related to, said that's the definition of insanity.
For all those that you mentioned,
paraphrase.
For all those that you mentioned just prior, I have a response to that. Follow the money, and then you'll get rid of the situation, in my belief.
Well, I mean, listen, if we follow the money, we see that there are jobs that are created, that people want to have their food delivered.
Of course.
I almost never order delivery because I'll walk 4 blocks to pick up the food. But and like with my body, I need a walk. But
you're much younger than I am.
So I mean, I can't even count how high, how old he is. I can't even count how old I am. Mostly because I don't want to. But
they gave me a party and said I'm older than dirt.
And dirt's pretty old. But on this policy issue, I know that Dirt is more right than you, because I talked to Dirt, and Dirt said we don't need this ordinance from City Hall. It's going to create more taxpayer supported jobs at City Hall. It's not going to do anything. And the reality is the jobs exist. It's the delivery people. There's laws on the books against what the delivery people are doing in the extreme, and we need to enforce those laws, and then you'll have the control that you want as people learn when someone gets a ticket or someone gets arrested for not paying their tickets. Then the other bicyclist delivery people will learn, I can't drive like a maniac, on the wrong way on a one-way street in the middle of the street and then jump on the sidewalk and almost hit, the elderly neighbor.
But then again, good dirt grows good things.
I don't know, but I honestly don't think anyone in TV land understands what we're talking about anymore.
Oh, they know.
So
they know.
So I think we just need to wrap it up. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Josh, as always.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there.
Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B, and we are back at the gorgeous The Shepherd and Knucklehead Bar
bar and restaurant located at 1313 Willow Avenue. And the last segment seemed like a bar fight between Josh Sotomayor Einstein and Frank Rosner. And Mr. Rosner, I agreed 1 gajillion%, I don't even know if that's a number, with everything that you said, because Josh, in my opinion, is always wrong. But anyway, a person that is right way more often than she's wrong, is our Places Insider, Jenna Piemonte of At the Hungry Traveler. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. So excited to be here.
Exactly. You were here last week, and I said at the end of the segment, I was like, "Are you going to come back?" And you were like, "You absolutely." I almost cursed my camera.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
You got too excited.
That's exactly what it is. And last week we tried all that comfort food, whether it was the buffalo chicken spring rolls, which I housed after the segment was over, or the spicy kielbasa, which Josh house after this segment was over, or the mac and cheese, which I'm going to house, in a future segment. So Jenna, today we again have some really, really awesome bar comfort food,
Yes.
starting with the one in front of you. Talk to me what
I
you
am
got.
so excited. I love a big pretzel. It gives you the cheese, the mustard. Their mustard is homemade in-house with wasabi. Oh my God. Crazy. I'm so excited to get into it. It's like so perfectly baked.
And it's smiling at you.
It's smiling at me.
You see how cute
It's
it is, right?
excited. I know, I'm so
We
excited.
started the first dish on the last two segments here at the Shep and Knucklehead with absolutely adorable dishes.
You're so right.
And that's actually one of the things that we failed to mention last week was with the kielbasa, that I said it was a honey mustard, so apologies on that. There's a correction. It was a wasabi mustard made in-house, and thank you again to Cesar, who's the manager here, for correcting me on that. Oh my God, you were just
You
going
gotta
for
get
it
the
all.
cheese in there. I love a pretzel,
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that was a bite right there.
So fluffy.
And that's what's important. I don't think Jenna, in the history of doing food reviews here on the Pulse of Peter B, has said a food was so fluffy.
It is. The inside.
Oh, I believe you.
So good.
That is, again, a dish that you can mess up if you don't cook it right.
100%. Because if the outside gets too hard, it kind of just ruins it for you. Because then the inside gets a little cakey.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want a nice, soft, well-baked pretzel.
Exactly. And the outside is crisp enough, correct? But the inside, like you said, is fluffy.
Yep. I stand by it.
All right. Well, that's totally fine. What do you rank the Shepherd and Knucklehead pretzel?
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're starting off really hot,
That
really
is
strong.
hot.
But I love a pretzel. Me and my friends love pretzels. Anytime we go anywhere, we're ordering the pretzel if it's on the menu. So
All right. I absolutely love that. And that's such a shareable dish, correct?
shareable. It's huge. It's
I know.
perfect.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to pull it a little closer to me.
Just want to steal my pretzel.
100%. And now, what do we got for this? Is this just a regular burger?
Oh, no, look at this thing. Look at the cheese on here. This is an incredible, it's so good. It's so well done, this burger.
Wow.
That cheese.
It's a traditional cheeseburger, right?
Traditional cheeseburger. Looks amazing. We have the lettuce, the tomato. It comes with pickles. I don't like pickles, so we asked for it on the side.
Yeah, exactly. She walked in today and they were like, "Oh, are you going to try the burger?" And she's like, "Does it have pickles?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "I'll put it on the side."
Yeah.
They took care of you.
They did. But I love burgers.
All right.
Burgers are my thing. Tried a lot of burgers, so.
Talk about that cut that you. Oh, look
Oh,
at
yeah.
this.
I cut it down the middle.
Wow.
Looks good, right?
That is phenomenal. You could
know.
tell how perfectly made that bun is, right?
Perfectly cooked. The bun is perfect. It has, it just
And
goes right
there you
into
go,
me.
folks. It was perfect.
Butterfingers today. It's okay. We'll make it perfect again. We'll just hold the other side.
Exactly. Amen to that.
I don't remember what we were talking about. I think the bun. Delicious. It has a really good texture to it. Sometimes you get a soggy bun.
Agreed.
This has a good texture to it. It looks like it's toasted. I'm really excited to get into it.
You get into it because you know what I'm
I
doing.
love
What are you doing?
burgers.
I'm
Eating my
having a piece
pretzel.
of
Ooh, the juices are coming out of here.
That is so
Wow.
cool. Oh
yeah.
my God. All right. I'm doing a little cheesy jacking, huh?
Ooh.
Oh. Oh my God. The pretzel's like buttery, too.
I know.
Well, that's what you said. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
I'm screaming for my job, Peter. It's fine. Okay.
Talk to me about the burger. Yep.
Burger, so good. Although I knocked it over, it's keeping together well when you actually bite into it, which you don't often get. When you eat a burger, it gets a little slippery, things fall off of it. This held together, which I love. The juices were flowing from it. The meat is perfectly done. Not overdone. The bun, love. I also love that it has a little symbol on the top. Love the branding. So good.
What do you think of the fries? The shoestring fries, right, as they say?
Shoestring fries, where they're a little thinner.
Oh, I heard that, Chris, from here all the way to Jersey City.
Whoa.
Right up the hill.
Really good. You can tell that they're homemade, home cut, like fresh cut fries. I'm gonna have more of them.
Oh,
Very
amen.
good.
All right, Jenna. The classic cheeseburger here at Shepherd and Knucklehead, along with the shoestring fries. What do you give that as a rating?
9.5 out of 10.
9.5. We're still caliente. I love it. Look at that. You're making me switch languages here
know.
and things like that.
Crazy.
All right. So normally, Jenna, when we go to any type of restaurant that serves wings, and now,
Yes.
if you remember, last week we did have the buffalo chicken spring rolls, and we ended with that, and we spent like a whole 45 seconds talking about buffalo.
Yeah, we did.
Exactly. But today we wanted to make this the last dish you're going to try. So what do we have here?
So we have buffalo Parmesan wings that I'm so excited to try. Fun fact about me, when my mom was pregnant with me, all she craved was buffalo wings. And I've always loved buffalo wings. Like, it was just my thing.
Well,
Yeah,
well, there you go. I mean, you know.
it's crazy.
That is crazy.
I know.
So, folks, in the history of the Pulse with Peter B, our Places Insider or our foodies have made quite messes, you know, in many, many of their foods that they've eaten on the air here. So Jenna was like, we really need to save this for last and things like that. But Jenna has been a very, very proper eater
Yes.
until today. So, Jenna?
We'll see how it goes.
Say it.
But there's literally like all the sauce in here too. Oh my God, it's going to be so, it is going to be really messy.
Exactly.
Let's dip it in there.
And while you try that, oh my God, look at that.
Like, just
Oh,
glistening in the light.
I love it.
Some blue cheese on there. I'm excited.
Totally. And Jenna, while you try that, I said that this was one of my favorite neighborhood bar hangouts. Not only because I'm good friends with the owner, Joe, who was a great guy, but, you know, that is, Caesar knows when I sit at the bar, he already puts in 6 buffalo Parmesan wings. And I don't even eat Parmesan cheese on my pasta, but on my buffalo wings, I eat them.
That's service right there.
Amen.
Service.
Talk to me.
I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10.
Whoa!
The spice level is there. They're crispy. The coating is good. The meat is good. Everything. The spice level is so perfect for me, personally. Love.
And the crisp is good too?
Yeah, I like the crisp. The crunch. That was immediate when I first bit into it. Just crunch.
Cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Well, you know, I still got to give Jenna because she's credit because she still hasn't made mess, you know, while eating even a buffalo wing. I mean, look.
Talent.
That is
Talent.
talent at the unbelievable. What was the rating again? I'm sorry?
I'm going to go 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. And if my math is correct, we have a 9.75 out of 10 for the
Sounds
3
right.
dishes this week. Well, Jenna Piemonte, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Our Places Insider of at the Hungry Traveler. No food for Josh at the end of the segment.
No
right?
food for Josh.
Amen to that. We'll see you next time. We really appreciate it. All right, folks. From the Shepherd and Knucklehead Bar and Restaurant located at 1313 Willow Avenue. Join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.